This is ABC7 News at 5. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis.
And I'm Jacqueline Matter. Thanks for being with us this evening.
Our top story, the extremely busy tropics and Hurricane Maria.
Maria is now a Category 4 storm. Now this evening, a number of Caribbean islands are bracing for its landfall. St. Lucia, St. Kitts, and Martinique are among the islands under a hurricane warning. The winds on the islands and surf are already picking up, so the big question is, where will Maria go, and will it have an impact on Florida? ABC7's chief meteorologist Bob Harrigan has the answers in our first alert forecast.
Thanks, Jacqueline. Good afternoon, everyone. We are looking at a major hurricane once again, a Category 4 storm, as we heard earlier, going to the same places for the most part that Irma went through, and this time right into Puerto Rico, it appears. This is getting very well organized. This is a rapidly intensifying system now, a well-defined eye just to set ready to make landfall here shortly, right over the northern portions of the central portions of the Leeward Islands. Top winds now at 130 miles an hour. It is moving to the west-northwest at 9, and it's at 950 millibars as far as the pressure goes. Here's the forecast path. You can see it moving right through Puerto Rico and then the Turks and Caicos, then east of Florida. That's what the cone of uncertainty looks like now. There has been no shift to the left at all with this last advisory. That's a good sign for Florida at this point. We'll talk more about Maria, obviously, a little bit later, and also two other storms we're tracking out there in the Atlantic at this point. Lakewood Ranch webcam for us showing a nice day today, lots of sunshine, and temperatures warming up to near 90 degrees once again, and it looks as though the heat will stay with us too, although the mornings have been rather comfortable. Well, some leftover moisture from Jose along the east coast moving onshore right now, and nothing for us here along the west coast. All is quiet and should stay that way for the most part for the next couple of days at least. Right now we have 86 degrees, sunny, and the heat index at 93, the dew point 73. Winds are out of the northwest at 16. The pressure falling ever so slightly now at 29.91 inches. Statewide, the area temperatures down to the mid to upper 80s along the coast, 84 the Gulf water temperature now, 88 in Arcadia, 88 in Wauchula, 85 in Avon Park, and Inglewood now at 86 degrees. Well, much more on Maria as well as Jose, which those two may meet up. Details on that coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. The Leeward Islands still reeling from the deaths and damage from Hurricane Irma. The storm claimed at least 3 lives in Puerto Rico, 4 in the British Virgin Islands, and at least 3 in the U.S. Virgin Islands. As Hurricane Maria intensifies, some charter boat captains are not taking any chances. One yacht charter company that was hard hit by Irma is taking preparations now for Maria by moving yachts from Antigua.
Our company, we have lost in excess of 100 boats so far by Hurricane Irma. And for that reason, we're not taking any chances. We're going to take the remainder of the fleet that's here in Antigua, and we're going to take them south to the island of Martinique, where there's safer shelter.
In the U.S. Virgin Islands, electricity may not be restored for months because of Irma. Of course, ABC7 will be monitoring Hurricane Maria and the latest tracks to keep you informed, and you can get the latest on Maria and other breaking Suncoast weather alerts and much more by downloading our My Suncoast apps. Weather forecasts, traffic alerts, and important news updates will all be delivered directly to your phone.
Well, Hurricane Irma is also having a major impact on the local agricultural industry.
Farms across both Sarasota and Manatee counties are still assessing how much the storm will cost in repairs and lost business down the road. ABC7's Adam Cellini joins us live from Sweetgrass Farms in Sarasota, where the power is still out tonight. Adam?
Yeah, Scott and Jacqueline, that's right. Now, Sweetgrass is a hydroponic farm, meaning they don't have plants in the ground. They have them in pots like this here. But as you can see, maybe right behind me down this lane, the covers of their shade houses were torn off in the storm, but luckily no flooding out here like they experienced a couple weeks ago. Now, it's been a different story out east, where we know there's a lot more farmland, and county officials from both Manatee and Sarasota say it could be some time before we fully understand the economic impact of this storm.
I was like, wow, these plants need some water.
Barrett Demler has been busy trying to save his crops. Sweetgrass Farms has been without power for 7 days, which means these water pumps are useless, leaving Demler to do it all by hand.
7,000 plants, it takes kind of a while to water manually.
This has been a top issue following Hurricane Irma for several farms in Sarasota and Manatee counties, especially those with livestock. Farther out east, many lost fences, barns, even a few trees. Sweetgrass had greenhouse covers completely torn off, but considers themselves lucky.
We lost a bit of polycloth, but Our shade houses are okay. You know, we relatively minor damage from the storm.
The power loss hit Manatee County's dairy industry hard, and flooding could have a lasting impact on the fields used for grazing and planting certain crops. Palmetto-based West Coast Tomatoes farms in Immokalee, Florida took the most damage, but they must still replant 12 to 15% of the crops at their 2 farms in Manatee.
We know that it won't be a normal crop. It'll probably be a crop that's probably down 20 or 30% in volume.
And workers are slowly returning to the fields after taking a direct hit in Wauchula.
A lot of them have not had power. They haven't had places to buy food. It's just now starting to come back.
Despite the weather, Demler is confident their most popular crop, strawberries, will be returning on schedule later this fall.
We should open probably late October.
Now, one fresh number that did come in today to the University of Florida Agricultural Extension Office up in Manatee County, $2.65 million in economic loss for the citrus industry up there, and that is not including property damage. Officials also tell us that there were some losses before the storm as farmers markets and supply lines shut down in preparation. It could be months before we really have the full understanding, the full grasp of this total impact for our area. For now, live in Sarasota, I'm Adam Cellini. Back to you.
All right, Adam, thank you. Governor Rick Scott is taking steps to make sure another storm-related tragedy does not happen again, like the one at a rehabilitation center in South Florida, where 8 people died. On Saturday, Governor Scott directed the State Agency for Healthcare Administration and the Department of Elder Affairs to issue emergency rules. Those rules would force nursing homes and assisted living facilities to have backup power systems to keep the buildings cool. Today, nursing home and health officials are holding an emergency summit in Tallahassee to discuss Scott's directive.
There's a lot of factors to consider, especially with the timeline that the governor has laid out for this. So our goal is to bring all of those issues to the table and see how we can do this in a reasonable and timely manner.
Under the emergency rules, nursing homes and assisted living facilities would have 45 days to submit plans that would include having generators to ensure temperatures could be maintained at 80 degrees or cooler for 96 hours after losing electricity. The facilities would have to carry out the plans within 60 days.
Well, if you have some roof damage thanks to Hurricane Irma, Operation Blue Roof may be your best bet for a temporary fix. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers program provides free tarps for homes with roof damage. They're passing out the plastic coverings at Bee Ridge Park until Sunday. The plan is to help storm victims patch their homes until they can be permanently repaired.
We do have leaks through the roof, so we have water coming down into the bathroom, the kitchen, other areas. And right now, getting a temporary cover on there, you've got Maria coming up from the Caribbean. There may be other storms. Getting contractors in to do it right now could be very difficult, if not expensive.
Well, those tarps will be handed out from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. For more information, you can call 1-888-ROOF-BLU.
If you don't want to wait until pickup day, you can get rid of your yard waste and vegetative debris in Sarasota County for free. The county says the landfill on Knights Trail Road in Nokomis will be open all week. You can drop off debris from the storm without having to go through the scale or pay a fee. The fees will be waived through this Saturday. The county will work with FEMA to then get reimbursed.
In other news tonight, just minutes ago, the Sarasota Police Department held a press conference about the search for a missing teenager. Police officers, family, and friends are searching for 14-year-old Jabez Spann. Police Chief Bernadette DePino is asking for the community's help in finding him. Spann has been missing since Monday, September 4th, and was last seen on 23rd Street in Sarasota. If you have any information on his whereabouts, you're being asked to call the Sarasota Police Department at the number listed on your screen. That's 941-316-1201.
The amount of money homeowners and businesses pay for fire service could soon go up. Tonight, the Sarasota County Commission is discussing fire assessments. Sarasota County has used assessments to pay for fire protection services for more than 20 years, but because of continuous growth in our area, how these fees are implemented is changing once again. And how much you pay depends on what type of property you own. For example, a single-family home would increase by about $6. A multifamily condo could see a decrease of around $10, and a small business would increase by around $100. Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, a critical week of foreign policy. What President Trump had to say during his debut appearance at the UN General Assembly.
And Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast, plus a dreaded part of getting older. 3 things you can do to prevent your skin from getting thin. That's coming up in your Health Smart.
I'm tracking this very dangerous storm, Hurricane Irma.
If you've been ordered to evacuate, please go.
We are double teaming it in the weather center.
You got to make sure that there's no trees around that could fall on you in the safe room.
Of course, we still are impacted.
People are calling in with all kinds of questions and concerns.
City of Venice is without water.
The power has gone out there.
Hoping you've got a battery-powered radio.
I'm not sure if anyone's shift really ends.
Seeing the community come together and help each other.
You know, we are all in this together here.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Need a light bulb? Batteries Plus Bulbs has a huge selection of LEDs starting as low as $1.49.
The one inside the clothes dryer.
Oh, you use the clothes dryer.
Visit batteriesplus.com for a store near you.
It's Lincoln's summer sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKX Sport Utility for $349 per month, or Lincoln's flagship, the 2017 Continental, for $449 per month. We have a great selection of certified pre-owned Lincolns. These vehicles have warranties up to 100,000 miles and come with complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury, winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Sun Coast since 1978. We're located 2 miles north of the Sarasota Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
President Trump spending his first day at the United Nations with the start of the General Assembly. In a meeting with the UN Security General, he called for reform and even touted his own business interests.
ABC's Ariel Reshef is at the United Nations with more on the president's agenda.
President Trump spending his Monday at the United Nations with rapid-fire meetings on the sidelines of the General Assembly. During his debut at the diplomatic epicenter, the commander-in-chief pushing for reform.
We encourage the Secretary General to fully use his authority to cut through the bureaucracy, reform outdated systems, and make firm decisions to advance the UN's core mission.
He also had this to say about his own real estate.
I actually saw great potential right across the street, to be honest with you, and it was only for the reason that the United Nations was here that turned out to be such a successful project. So
the America First president striking a slightly softer tone than his anti-UN rhetoric on the campaign trail.
The United Nations is not a friend of democracy.
Today, one-on-one meetings with French President Emmanuel Macron and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
I have to say we're going to be discussing many things, among them peace between the Palestinians and Israel will be a fantastic achievement.
The GA plenary coming amid a crescendo of tensions with North Korea, the U.S. calling for tougher action against the defiant regime.
If the United States has to defend itself or defend its allies in any way, North Korea will be destroyed.
And conducting joint military exercises with South Korea overnight. Trump working through the evening, a rigorous agenda for world leaders even called speed dating from hell. President Trump will hold a working dinner tonight with Latin American leaders. All of this coming, of course, ahead of his much anticipated speech here tomorrow. Ariel Reshef, ABC News, the United Nations.
Well, Bob is back, and we've got another storm to watch. We know that, another strong one. But here at home for now, Bob, I think I was just enjoying. Did you notice the difference in the drier air?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It felt much nicer today.
You'll see that too. The dry air is around, and that's good. That's a good sign too. Not much rain is in the forecast, but a lot of bad weather in the forecast for the folks in the islands there in the Caribbean, unfortunately. Anna Maria webcam showing a lot of clear skies around, lots of sunshine, and temperatures warming up into the upper 80s to low 90s for the most part, but nice and comfortable out on the water. It's a little bit on the breezy side. We are going to notice our winds pick up too as a result of Maria, but it looks like it will stay to the east. Cautiously optimistic on that cone right now. It keeps it well away from Florida. You can see the showers and storms along the east coast now pushing off to the south and west. Basically, it's not going to have much of a chance to reach here, although our inland counties getting some rainfall, a few spotty showers here and there. Now, as far as the overall look, there's some heavier rainfall just offshore of Melbourne there, getting ready to move onshore, just a few showers north of that. But as I mentioned, not much going on here, a few in Lakeland, and I should say on into Polk County near Lakeland, and also near Highlands County at this point. I speak of the dry air. Look at that. There's a large swath of it that's been in place over the past couple of days now, and that's why we had that nice weather over the weekend with no rainfall around, and that will continue again. It looks like tomorrow we'll start to see a little bit of a chance for shower to come back into play by midweek and then continuing on to the weekend, but not much as far as that goes. But the satellite imagery showing generally fair skies here, lots of sunshine as high pressure dominates, and our forecast through this evening calling for fair skies, 78 degrees by 11 o'clock. Should be nice out there, and we're looking for more of the same tomorrow. Currently, it's 86, the heat index at 93, the pressure falling ever so slightly now at 29.91 inches. Well, a lot going on in the tropics. This is an upper level low spinning right here, by the way. It's not a surface low. This is now a Category 4 storm, another major hurricane. Chalk that up. Again, looks like 5 of those major hurricanes thus far. And the latest on Jose, get a look at this. Top winds are at 75 now. It's back to hurricane status, and it's moving to the north at 10. It's not going to move much. It's going to get stuck in a little area of high pressure to the north, kind of pushing it back toward the coast there. This is in 5 days from now. It's going to just kind of sit here and spin, and by the 5th day, Saturday, the winds will be at 45 miles an hour. There's a chance now that we may see Maria come up here and kind of dance around these two storms, interacting with each other's circulation. That's known as the Fujiwara effect. And you see it occasionally, not very often, but here are the spaghetti models for Maria. This is the most important storm of them all. Moving through, it looks like San Juan, Puerto Rico, right there. Puerto Rico right in the path of this storm. Regardless if it takes a direct hit, it's still going to see tremendous winds there as a result of Maria moving off toward the northwest. And then eventually, what's going to happen is it's going to work its way around the periphery of this high-pressure ridge, and there's a little weakness there. Recall that high pressure was a little stronger during Irma that kept that turn a little bit further off to the west, and that's the reason why we got it. No models are really indicating that we'll see that stronger west push of that high pressure ridge. So far, so good, but it wouldn't take much. But the good news is that the hurricane forecast models and all the cones of uncertainty did not show that. Well, here's a look at what's going to be happening. 155 mile an hour winds. This could indeed be a Category 5 storm as it makes its way through the northeast Caribbean. Looks as though it's got a direct line for at least the eastern portion of Puerto Rico. The most important islands that are going to get hit again for the second time in a row are the U.S. and British Virgin Islands. You know, Puerto Rico didn't take a direct hit from Irma, but it looks like it may now. And the islands, especially in the U.S. and British Islands, are going to take a direct hit once again from a major hurricane, which is a rarity as it makes its way off to the northwest. You'll notice that cone of uncertainty, again, well away from Florida at this point, and has that nice bend to it. So it appears that we're not going to get that. But down the road, there's a chance it could have an impact on the northeast United States. Again, the temperatures have cooled where Jose has been around. That is down to the low 80s. And now it's cooling as well into where Maria, look at this, though. Very warm weather there in the western and northwestern Caribbean. So warm temperatures, I should say. And that still is untapped energy yet to go for this hurricane season. For boaters, a moderate chop out there. Seas running 2 feet or less with northeast to north winds at 5 to 10 knots. And the extended forecast, fall is coming on Friday, which is nice. A 40% chance for showers on Friday. Now, just a slight chance Wednesday and Thursday. And then we'll see windy weather. It could be as early as Saturday, but it looks like mainly on Sunday. We'll talk more about that a little bit later. Back to you.
Okay, Bob, thank you. Now to first alert traffic. Right now, there's a crash in Manatee County. It's on I-75, the northbound lanes right near State Road 70 exit. We want to also mention that tolls on all Florida highways are still suspended because of Irma recovery efforts. The governor has not yet announced a date on when those tolls will be collected again.
In health news tonight, potential good news for kids and their parents who hate to watch them squirm when getting vaccines. Researchers at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology have developed a technology that could allow childhood vaccines to be combined into a single injection. It would be for everything from polio to measles, mumps, and rubella. The idea is that one shot would inject microscopic capsules of vaccine into a person, and those capsules would then break down and release their contents at different times. Now, the concept has only been tested so far on mice, so there is a lot of work still left to do. Well, it's pretty common as we get older, thin crepe-like skin. According to the Cleveland Clinic, thin skin can typically be traced to sun damage. Over time, exposure to the sun breaks down elastin, which are the fibers in your skin that allow it to stretch and return to its normal position. Those fibers can heal, but eventually they lose their ability to repair completely. Thin skin usually begins to appear when you're in your 40s, but luckily there are ways to prevent it. Stick to the shade, stay out of the sun as much as possible, and protect your skin when you're in the sun. Keep your skin well hydrated with a good moisturizer, which helps prevent injury that creates or worsens thin skin. And finally, make sure your moisturizer contains alpha or beta hydroxy acids, which can help lubricate and plump your skin. Coming up, a deadly bus collision in a New York City intersection, what the mayor has to say about the accident. Plus, a Ferris wheel malfunction, what went wrong at a fair in North Carolina. Those stories straight ahead.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
This is important news for women who were administered chemotherapy intravenously for breast cancer and then suffered permanent hair loss. The chemotherapy drug Taxotere has been linked to permanent alopecia or permanent hair loss. Some women administered the breast cancer chemotherapy drug Taxotere have suffered from permanent hair loss on scalp, eyebrows, and eyelashes. The FDA has urged doctors and the manufacturer to warn women administered Taxotere of the risk of permanent hair loss. If you or a loved one were administered chemotherapy intravenously for breast cancer and suffered permanent hair loss, you may have a right to a cash award and medical expenses. If you suffered permanent hair loss after chemotherapy for breast cancer, call the law offices of Davis & Crump at the number below right now to find out if you are eligible for a cash award and medical expenses. Call the law offices of Davis & Crump right now. Our first consultation is free, and we don't get paid unless you get paid. Call now. Operators are standing by.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
It's Willamania at the Players Center as the Will Rogers Follies takes the stage September 27th. Part homespun humor and part Ziegfeld Follies, this toe-tapping Tony Award musical is the start of our wild Broadway series. So call the Players at 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. You need to catch Will-A-Mania.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
A collision between a city bus and a tour bus at a New York City intersection leaves 3 people dead. Police say the crash in Queens this morning killed a pedestrian on the sidewalk, the tour bus driver and a passenger on the city bus. Because of the impact, the tour bus plowed into the front of a store. Firefighters say a small fire broke out of the building, but they were able to quickly put those flames out. 16 other people are hurt, some seriously. The city bus driver is being interviewed by investigators. New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio says he's shocked by the sheer destruction, and the crash just came out of nowhere. Well, unbelievably, 2 people were able to walk away from a small plane crash north of San Diego. The plane lost power while flying over El Cajon yesterday before crashing near an intersection. The plane then started to leak fuel, but firefighters were able to stop it. 2 people were in the plane, but neither one of them were seriously injured, and no one on the ground was hurt in the crash either.
A harrowing scene in North Carolina, all caught on camera. A fair worker was injured after falling from a Ferris wheel in Greensboro. The worker who fell was not seriously hurt, but police say he was trying to fix the gondola when the incident occurred. 2 young boys ages 5 and 7 were also stuck on the ride at the time, but they are okay, and state officials are investigating. We'll take a look at this. Say hello to Mashindi. He's the newest tenant at the Cincinnati Zoo's Gorilla World exhibit. He's also the zoo's first male gorilla since Harambe. The 29-year-old Western Lowland silverback came from the Louisville Zoo. Officials say he was chosen based on genetics, personalities, and social needs. In May of 2016, zoo authorities killed Harambe after a child fell into that enclosure where he was. The incident gained international attention, but Mashindi, officials say, is settling in quite nicely. Glad to see he's settling in.
Kind of looking around suspiciously, though. Getting used to his new home.
What is this place that I now call home? Well, still to come on your Suncoast News, a problem brought to light by Hurricane Irma.
Why there were no designated hurricane shelters open in the city of Venice before the storm. We'll have the story coming up.
When you want to get away from it all, to a place where you can do everything, or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wannabe Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabeinn.com.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
Attention blood thinner users. Thousands of blood thinner users may have been exposed to serious risk by these dangerous medications. If your loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered serious internal bleeding, call right now. Call Nightline Legal to speak with an experienced attorney for a free consultation. If we don't win, there is no fee. There are time deadlines to file a claim, so don't wait. Call right now.
Call 1-800-554-3987. Again, that's 1-800-554-3987.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Call to see if you qualify to enroll in a Medicare Advantage plan right now. At Humana, we believe great things are ahead of you when you start with healthy. And part of staying healthy means choosing the right Medicare plan. Humana can help. With Original Medicare, you're covered for hospital stays and doctor office visits when you're sick, but keep in mind you'll have to pay a deductible for each. A Medicare supplement plan can cover your deductibles and coinsurance, but you may pay higher premiums than you do with other plans, and prescription drug coverage isn't included. But With an all-in-one Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you could get all that coverage plus Part D prescription drug benefits, all for an affordable monthly plan premium, and in some areas, no plan premium. It's all described in this free book and DVD. Call for yours and discover how an all-in-one Medicare Advantage plan from Humana could save you money. Call 1-800-558-8779.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
I'm Stephanie Roberts. On Suncoast View, we'll talk to a travel group who survived Cat 5 Hurricane Irma in the Caribbean, plus concussion concerns and J-Dubs Brewing.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.